Episode 22. Actually, episode probably 22 and a half, only because we recorded an entire podcast yesterday. It took like an hour.
Yeah.
And it didn't take it said like our system overloaded. I don't even know what that fucking means. I still don't grasp it fully. Yeah. This might be a throwaway one, but we're going to try again because our friend says consistency is key.
Yeah, so we're hoping it doesn't overload again.
We're trying our best.
Yeah. We're doing what we can.
But yeah, so like every time we film this, we've talked about this before where we're like, we got to get the lighting right. God forbid.
Yeah.
And we're like,
literally a huge task.
We got to like, you know,
sit up straight.
Fix our posture, make sure the double chins aren't sticking out. And like, I was talking to my therapist about this. We were talking about our other sister about this, like how we're like, she's like, do you ever just get high as fuck and look in the mirror and just like be like, I'm ugly as shit?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. We've all done it. We all have our struggles, right? So I'm like talking to my therapist about this and she's like, you have to be nicer to yourself. And like,
we do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nicer to myself, but I like literally had a therapy session this morning and I was like, girl, it's like bumming me out even more because like when you are nice to yourself, like if you're mean to yourself, you're clocking how much you're mean to yourself because you're trying to counteract it with nice things.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, yo, I got a double chin. And we'll be like, 2 chins are better than 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's just... It is what it is.
But we're doing what we can. And like the last podcast we mentioned like that we look like Joe Pesci, and we were like talking to our sisters about like the body dysmorphia, and I was like, well, there's dysmorphia and there's reality. We are Joe Pesci adjacent. and was like, well, if you put Margot Robbie and Joe Pesci next to each other, like which one do we
which one do we resemble more?
And I'm like, well, we have to be honest with ourselves. Like none of us look like Margot Robbie.
None of us look like Margot Robbie. We'll never look like Margot Robbie.
It's not gonna happen.
And
but who does?
Who looks like Margot Robbie? I just like the comment of the sister or our other younger sister says, what you look like is none of your fucking business.
Yeah, you really gotta think about it.
Because it's like, it's really not. Like, it's just like, why? Why are you gonna think about it?
Yeah.
It's just gonna make
other people aren't thinking about it as much as you are.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
Yeah. But also, like, we were also talking about that video of Margot Robbie. It's like a meme that circulates and it's like what women act like when they fall in love with you, and it's Margot Robbie biting Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street.
That, and we're like, why is that clip 2 hours long?
Right.
I think we've talked about the clip before.
Yes. So I was like, if I did that, I would look insane. I would look, what do we say, like
a rodent biting some cheese.
biting a piece of cheese. And I was like, but no, I think you just have to fake it till you make it.
You have to fake it till you make it, because you were talking about your friend that has like really, really good, like she's like sure of herself, confident, and you're like, she's doing stuff that like you're like, I could never. And I'm like, maybe you won't be Margot Robbie, but you won't be a rodent biting the cheese.
Yeah, you'll be somewhere in between. Somewhere in between, because I was looking at it and it's like, she's not like my friend, she's like an acquaintance, but I was like, she's not a 10, but what she's doing is working, like, because I'm looking at it in admiration, like, I wish I had that much confidence.
Yeah.
So it's doing the right thing. It's just like, no one's going to look like Margot Robbie while doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to be real with yourself. Speaking of Margot Robbie.
Oh, my God.
The new movie. I don't even know what the new movie's called.
Unworthing.
Is it going to be like a 50 Shades of Grey? It's going to be like the...
We should have
had
the
Nicole Kidman movie,
check.
like the baby girl movie or something. It's like, I think it's going to be like softcore porn, kind of.
Is it?
I don't know. That's what I'm hearing on the streets.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that Margot Robbie's doing like interviews, and she's like, "Oh, for Valentine's Day, he gave me like a room full of flowers," and people are like, "What's happening?" Some people are like, "What's happening?" and some people are like, "You can have friendships like this." Like
flowers on Valentine's Day? Not your man?
But also a room full of flowers, and is it like was he like, oh, you're not gonna be with your husband, so I'm doing
trying to be
nice? Just being nice?
Celebrities are weird, man. They got a lot of money. It's expendable. Maybe buying a room full of roses is like pennies to him. Like maybe he would do more for somebody that he liked, but it does seem a little strange to me. It seems more than friends.
Yeah.
But when she explains it, you can tell that she's a little like, I know it's weird.
No, a clip that I thought where she was like kind of over explaining or was like, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, was when she was like, oh, I see him every day, and it became like a thing where he was like there and I was used to it, and he became like almost like a comfort blanket, or however she explained it. And then she started being like, but it's not weird because like we see each other every day, and like she's like, the one day he wasn't there, I like freaked out and it was like unnerving. And she's like, where is he, and they're like, he's just doing a costume change, bro.
Like a codependent. And she did say like, maybe that's like I don't know if that's my character. How do you not know if it's your character or you? I guess
Because
some people do that, like
it's method acting.
I
I think they
thing.
said that's what they were
But
doing.
I don't know if I believe in method acting. Like, I guess Daniel Day-Lewis was a big method actor guy, and he would just stay in character for the entire precipice of the movie.
Doesn't Johnny Depp do that? And Heath Ledger did it, I thought, too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a thing. I guess it helps you, but I'm like, does it help you, or are you just a good actor and you're like, I don't know. Like, are you doing it for clout? Are you doing it to be weird, or some actors are just really weird? I don't doubt that Johnny Depp is very weird. I don't doubt that Daniel Day-Lewis is strange too. Phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Somebody came out, I forget who it was, that said they were method acting. I think it was Timothy Chalamet. And they're like, he was just being a dick. And they're like, that might be an excuse to just be a dick. You never hear of women method acting that much. Like, it's only men. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
But it's something to think about.
Well, I think that also celebrities, like most of them are narcissists, right?
Yeah, so maybe
they're like,
shit.
This character's cool, and like, this will get me attention if I just act like
just
the
wanna
character
live
the
in
whole
it.
time. They just want to have the swag of like Jack Sparrow instead of Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and maybe like if you think about like Cynthia and Ariana Grande's relationship, which we talked about was strange as fuck, like maybe that was partially like not letting go of the characters, not letting go of the relationship.
So it could be method acting, or it could be all PR stunts for people to watch.
Or they could be fucking on the side. We have no clue.
Yeah, you don't know.
They're both Australian.
Yeah.
Well,
They could be down under.
He could have went down under. We don't know. we have no idea.
We literally have no idea. But speaking of women,
but
and
Margot,
men,
wait, real quick. Margot Robbie's married, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Husband.
All right.
Yeah.
Continue. Women and men.
Speaking of women and men being friends, first of all, like, can women and men be friends?
Yeah, so there's a little bit of debate, right? Because we'll give the whole scenario, but I gave a scenario to my boss that recently happened. And he was like, I don't think it's possible for men and women to be just friends unless they're asexual or like an extremely rare human being, which I think I semi-agree with.
Yeah. That you have to be a rare human being, or maybe you just have to be a decent human being.
Yeah, it's like when guys DM you and they're like, yo, I really want to be your friend, and then they find out that they're friend zone and you're like, you were a 4 anyway.
Yeah, but also no, just like even if you were like friends with somebody and you're like, oh, I don't know how to explain it, like just dissect it, but like maybe on face value you might be like attracted to a person. And you might be like, oh, and I like their personality and I'm friends with them. I like everything about them. But then you're like, but she won't suck my dick.
Is crazy, right?
Like, because that I don't understand.
Because if you're vibing with a human being just in general, you can vibe with a bro. It's just solely they have a vagina. So it's like you got to take it out of the equation. I guess it's like it's like a little caveman-esque, right?
I don't know. Because I'm like, on my end, I feel like I can be friends with guys and not want to bang them at all.
Yeah, so maybe that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
like
it's
my coworker that said that was like, it's men cannot be friends with women. That was he was drawing a hard line. I was like, all right, if that's what you believe, maybe that's his opinion about it. He's like, I don't pursue like female friends. Like, he's married. He's like, if I'm hanging out with a female girl alone, not my girl, that's weird as fuck.
All right, so we got to give them this scenario.
Yeah.
So, like, say you're friends with a guy. We'll put friends in quotes because we don't know if guys can be friends with girls.
Yeah, friends
But
with a guy. You've
friends
known
with a
him
guy.
for
A decade.
a decade or more, give or
Yeah.
take, but like weren't super close in the beginning anyway, just saw him around and was like friendly enough.
Yes.
Right?
Then get a little bit closer, start hanging out, like, with them, and you're, like, watching movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, he gets into a relationship of what, like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Don't hear from the man.
At all. Maybe
At all.
once with the girl.
Yeah, once.
We
I
saw
think he
them
went to a
in
party.
like a group setting.
And it was a little awkward.
Now it's personal because I said we. Well, we already know.
Yeah, we know it's us. We're just trying to be like asking for a friend, but it's our scenario. Anyway.
We're trying to be like, it ain't us, but it is. Like,
Okay, so then disappears, but then breaks up with the girl. Is like, she's crazy a little bit. She doesn't like me hanging out with other girls and stuff. And I was also just secluded from my friends in general and just didn't go out a lot because she liked
and I'm
to
not
be
going to do
inside.
that anymore.
Not
I'm
gonna
going to
do
be
that.
with my friends.
I'm
Yes.
just, I'm out, you know?
Yep.
So then fast forward, what, 2-3 years after
Yeah, 2.5, 3. That's, yeah.
of being
About-
single,
right.
chilling, and said friend, like, we start hanging out more, and I'm like, yo, we're really good friends, like, we're cool, like, and we call each other when we're going through something, like, he calls
Yeah.
me, I call him, and I'm like,
This is more tree scenario than mine.
yeah, because
Yeah. You're hitting it off as a friendship.
we're
I
chilling.
got shit to do.
Yeah. And nothing ever sexual. Nothing. Not even the vibe. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, yeah, we're friends.
Wait, was there ever a point where he like asked you out or acted a certain way?
Yes.
Yeah. So then he was like, and then you were like, no, I'm not trying to
No,
do
there
that.
were like scenarios where it was like hinted at, but you weren't like sure. Like
Okay.
it was like kind of flirting.
There was never a conversation.
No.
Okay,
No.
that's what I'm trying to
It would
figure
be
out.
like, oh, I don't do anything on Valentine's Day. Oh, would you be my Valentine? Like a joke. And you're like, is it a joke?
It could
Is
be
it
as
not a
innocent
joke?
as a room full of roses from Jacob Elordi to Margot Robbie. We don't
Dude,
know.
I'll take a room full of roses from Jacob Elordi. But yeah, stuff like that. So I'm like, maybe on his end, maybe it could have been a crush, but I didn't think so. I was like,
Okay.
we're cool.
Yes.
At one point, maybe when the Valentine's Day comment was made, but then there were multiple like things that I was like, nah, we're cool. We're just friends. So then he like what? I messaged him like now at this point a month ago, and I'm like, yo, dude, what's up? And he's like, oh, I started talking to somebody. And I'm like, okay, cool, lit. And I'm like
Great.
trying to ask him the tea because we know each other's lore. So I'm like, is it this so-and-so? Is it so-and-so? He's like, nah, this one caught me by surprise. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I hope you can meet her. And I was like, oh, probably a bad time to ask if we can hang out. Because I was like going to be like, oh, we're friends, let's hang out. And then it's like, nah, I can't do that.
Understood.
Well, no, he didn't even shut it down, to be honest. The first time he went, might not be out of the question since it's so new, but I have to figure that out or maybe talk to her.
Yeah.
And I was like,
okay.
understood. But in my head, I'm like, that's dead in the water. But I'm
Yeah.
like, understood if he'd rather have a conversation with her since it's new. So a week goes by, no conversation is had. So I'm like, hey, how are you? And then sends me like a book about like, hey, it's early on in my relationship. I don't want to create animosity or jealousy. So I have to create a boundary and I'm not going to be there for you anymore like I used to be. And I wanted to just say it plainly instead of drifting away. Something in that realm.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, thanks for telling me, bro. But it actually upset me. Like it triggered like an emotional response. So I was like in therapy, I'm working on actually communicating how I feel. So I was like, all right, let me tell him how I feel. But now, mind you, I stewed on this for a few hours because I was like, I got to be careful about how I phrase this because I don't want to come across crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, just so you know, like we're friends. That's all it ever was. No line was ever crossed. I was like, I just need a clear cut, like, communication on what the boundary is that I'm not crossing. So that way,
Because you just asked, how's it going?
yeah. So I'm like, if asking how are you is crossing a boundary, I was like, I would find that a little bit hurtful. So I just want like more communication on it, because I was like, it would be disingenuous of me to say it's fine when I know this hurt my feelings and I'm trying to communicate how I feel in the moment.
Yeah.
Left me on red.
Understandable. Hasn't
Left me on
spoken
red.
to you in weeks or something.
Insane.
And I think that's bitch pussy behavior, because it's one thing to do all that, and it's like, yeah, maybe the girl is insecure or he's bad at communication, whatever is happening in the scenario.
Or maybe even if he had a crush,
he could say that I had feelings for you and I shouldn't be around you because of that, and I'm with somebody.
Yeah.
Now. But
me,
it's like the lack of communication. It's almost not giving you any type of closure for the fact that you had a friendship, whether or not he believed it's a friendship. I think, and I've said this multiple times, that you were like a prospect whore. Which is it's a crazy way to word it, but I just think it was like, judging by the things I've heard, it was just, there was a lot of things going on where I was like, it sounds to me like he had a lot of women that he was hanging out with at one time, whether he was saying they're friends, they're my friends. Mm-hmm. I think that he is somebody who's not comfortable being single, and he was looking for somebody, and he was just keeping them in the back pocket.
Which I guess you could say, but he was single for 2.5 years, and he would say that. Like, he would be like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't want that. So to me, it's almost like I'm cool with having female friends or prospect hoes until I decide I want to get in a relationship. And then it's like, all right, I have my person that I can go to, F you and whatever you're going through. Which, whatever, if that's what you want to do, I'm fully, like, if that's what you want to do and you think that's a healthy relationship, and like, you don't trust yourself, or she doesn't trust you enough to have a female friend to ask how you are every few months, that's fine. Like, if I'm going to go the extreme, I would be like, just communicate. That's it.
Just communicate that.
That's all.
Yeah.
Just have a conversation.
Because I'm trying to give the person the benefit of the doubt, because with two people with two different backgrounds and traumas or whatever, I have no idea.
Exactly. She could have trauma.
Yeah. And I am an insecure girl, and if I saw a random girl texting like my dude, I would be like, what the hell is this? And I would have to know who she was. But it almost seems like he doesn't want to do that or have that conversation, because like I said, it sounds like he's bad at communicating. Because it's like he doesn't even want to deal with the confrontation. He doesn't even want to deal with having to explain that he had a friend that had a vagina, which I think is pussy behavior.
The text was so closed off and like not open-ended at all. You could tell it wasn't a conversation that was going to be had.
It was like goodbye.
It was like, this is my goodbye text. Regardless of what you say, this is my stance on it. Like, and it was like, I don't even owe you a conversation after being close for 2.5 years. And I'm like, that's a little nutty.
Yeah. To me, that's why I'm saying I don't think he viewed it as a friendship. Maybe he did.
Maybe.
We
don't know. The world may never know.
It's weird. It's bizarre.
But yeah, weigh in. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you think that once you're in a relationship, you cut everybody off. And
yeah, it's just, it's
because there was one guy I talked to that did agree with that. He was like, well, if he wants to marry her, he can do whatever he wants. And he was like, you're right to feel upset by it, but he has a right to just do whatever he wants. I'm like, everybody has a right to do what they want. Doesn't make it right.
Yeah. Everybody
Doesn't
has a
make you a
right to
good
throw
person.
away friends like trash.
Yeah.
But anyway. If you don't value the friendship, throw it away like garbage. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but it's just weird because, like, from my standpoint of like watching it from afar, my understanding was you were there for him for a very hard time in his life, and he was also there for you for difficult things going on. But to be there for that person and then you immediately get in a relationship and go, I'm not going to be there for you in that capacity anymore because I have somebody else. I'm good. I don't like that.
Yeah. That part.
That part. One part's missing. Just one part. Erica Kirk, people. That's how we segue. Erica fucking Kirk. So what the fuck is happening?
Let me just begin. We need to begin this segment with everybody grieves differently.
Everybody grieves differently. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
Some-
Everybody grifts differently. Oh, shit. Freudian slip.
Some people, when they're grieving, brag about $200,000 in sales and merch.
We've sold so many shirts. We've sold 5,000 hats. How are we going to fulfill these orders? Is it wrong to say I'm excited? I mean, I feel a little weird saying I'm excited, but I'm excited.
It's like, I don't want to say
My husband's
that.
dead. He's dead. I know that's morbid, but he's in the ground. He's not coming back. What the fuck?
And she's like, and he would want you to work. He would want you to pedal to the metal. Mind you,
He would want you to grift yourself into the grave.
she said her employees were working not 80 to 90 hours a week.
How's that even possible?
They would work 20 hours a day, and then on the weekends they would call them in to start making.
That's an entire day.
Making the shirts and the hats.
That's your whole day.
They said because Charlie was dead, they had to full throttle because they had to throw the memorial or whatever.
I hope they're getting paid overtime.
They all got fired.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so this audio comes out and Tree's like, yo, you gotta listen to this audio, and she's explaining it, and I'm like, yeah. I was completely numb to it, but I was like, let me listen to it. And it was diabolical. Like, what was that? Like, it was like 13 days after he died or less or something.
It was like 12 days. And then there's another recording of her going, you're going to be guaranteed your jobs. I never want you guys to worry about your jobs. This is like 5 days after his murder. And then like they literally just fired a bunch of people, and they're begging for answers because they were working like 80 to 90 hours a week. And they're like, but I thought you were bringing me in the office for a bonus. Like, that's what they literally thought. And they're like, no, you're canned. And they're like, can you give me a reason? They're like, no, we're just taking a new direction.
We made the money we need to make.
We made $250 million.
And you're now disposable. Goodbye. We'll use AI.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Especially crying on a conference call, being like, I don't want you to ever worry about money or your jobs. We're a family.
We're Christian.
Pedal to the metal. My husband's dead.
Is crazy. The whole situation. That woman there's something going on.
Something's going on. But
we know. We've
with
already
God,
talked
all
about
things are possible.
Yeah. 250 mil. Through God.
Speaking of God, we just watched
God did.
DJ Khaled. What is he?
Dude. I got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, actually. One day I was at work and we were closed. And I thought that everybody had left the building. And somebody brought up DJ Khaled. And I was like, don't even. I don't want to hear it. And they're like, why? And I said, at the top of my voice, all I know is DJ Khaled doesn't eat pussy. Dude, this guy walks out of the lessons room with his 8-year-old daughter, 10-year-old son or something. No, I think the son was younger because I don't think he would have got it. And I was like, oh my God. And dude, I thought I was going to get a whole letter and stuff. I was like, I'm going to get killed. But then when I saw the dad come out grinning from ear to ear, you could tell that he was laughing.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God it wasn't a mom. I would have been fucked. I would have been completely fucked. And I'm like, that's going to be a conversation in the car with the kids. What the fuck?
That's insane.
And so now all the time when customers are in the store and we're closing, I'm like, just don't bring up DJ Khaled. Anyway, just keep your mouth shut.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Also, we got sushi today that reminded me of this one time. This is a tangent, but it just reminded me of this one time that I told Mo to order sushi for us. And I always was ordering it. I was always the one ordering it. So she's like, oh, I got it. So she calls them, and the lady, she's like, okay, so do you want a soup or salad? And Mo's like, a soup or salad? I just want a regular salad. And she's like,
she had a really thick Asian accent. I legit, it was innocent.
It was innocent, but I'm upstairs and I can hear her doing this. And I'm going, she's saying soup or salad? Because I've done it a million times. So she's like, no, soup or salad. And she was like, not the super salad, the regular one. And then she's like, no, soup
but
or
I'm
salad.
Saying the regular one. Wouldn't she get that I'm saying salad?
Then she goes, no, soup or salad. She wants to make sure you're getting what she's saying, I think, just in case you wanted soup. And Mo goes, keep trying with the super salad. I just want the regulars. And I'm upstairs going, soup or motherfucking salad.
And then I finally get it. But then I was talking to my friend about it, and they're like, this is a known thing. Like, people fuck with, like, Asian restaurants that say this. It's like a known joke. You should have known. And I'm like, I should have known that people are mean. Like, I'm just legit, like, I don't understand.
It's just authentically stupid.
I'm just authentically stupid. You know, when you like, we were at the police station recently, and there's like 2 Indian guys at the window, and they're talking to the lady, and she's just going, what? And Tree goes, yeah, it's like she couldn't hear what they were saying. I was like, no, it's just something white people do when they just like are being rude to, when they're being racist. Or like just, they're just being extra. I don't know how to explain
like, I don't
it.
do that. I do like a thing where I get embarrassed
Feel bad.
that I can't understand them.
Excuse me, what?
I'm sorry, what? And then I'll be like, what? And then like the third time I'll be like, I'm deaf. What?
Or be like,
and I'll be like about to
I'll
cry.
just be like, hold please, and put them on hold and be like, somebody else has to talk to them. This is getting to the point where it's like the 5th time I said what. I can't do it.
Yeah, and I feel bad. But the people that are like, what, and they're being rude, F those people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just reminds me also of the one time that I was trying to order Japanese food, and I was trying to ask her like if it's gluten free, because there's certain things in Japanese food like the sauce, like soy sauce, you can't have, and then apparently sometimes they use crab, like imitation crab that has gluten in it, and other times they use real crab that doesn't have gluten in it. So I was like, all right, I don't know how to say gluten free in Japanese, so I said, just give it to me. So I just ate it, and I get like massive diarrhea the next day. So
Yeah,
I was like,
can't handle it.
probably had gluten. I don't know, but it was good. It was really good. So I was like, I want to go back there, but I don't know how to say gluten free in Japanese. So I go to look it up. It's gluten free. And I'm trying to explain this to my manager, and he's like, okay, so go ahead and say that. And I was like, I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Could you imagine walking into an establishment as a white person?
Walking into a Japanese restaurant and go, I'll take the gluten free. It sounds crazy.
The gluten free.
I can't even do it. Gluten free.
Yeah, and for
It
you
just
guys,
sounds like you're saying gluten free in a fucked up Japanese
that's
accent.
what I mean.
Yeah,
so
but
I
is that what it
couldn't-
is?
No, I don't know.
There's no way.
It's spelled it's spelled crazy. I don't know. But I was like, you can fact check that, because
It's real.
The one girl looked it up and was like, oh, you're telling the truth. I'm like I would make that up. That's why I haven't stepped foot in that restaurant.
Yeah. But speaking of super salad, we watched the Netflix special, Kidnapped, Elizabeth Smart.
What does that have to do with super salad?
They stopped at super salad.
Oh, yeah. And
So,
they
like, the
saw-
whole story is this girl gets stolen out of her bed. Spoiler alert. Watch the show.
Sorry,
but, like,
had to check if the fish was breathing.
if you didn't, yeah, I saw it too, and I was like, I'm not dealing with that till after.
They've been great, mind you. I think he just was asleep.
He was asleep. I saw his lung move.
I saw
That's
his
when
blind eye was closed.
I stopped getting concerned when I saw the single breath. I was like, all right, he's not dead yet. So if you haven't watched it and you're afraid of it getting spoiled,
Skip this part.
skip this episode or pause it or something, because this girl gets stolen out of her bed in the middle of the night with her 9-year-old sister
Yeah.
laying in the same room.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, if you say anything, I'll fucking kill you, right?
Yeah. I'll kill your family.
She gets stolen and she's missing for 9 months. But the craziest part for me was in this special, she basically gets kidnapped by, like, I would describe it as like a crazy religious guy that thinks that he's like a messenger of God, and God told him to steal 7 children and she was the first of the 7. And he was a rapist. Oh, it was horrible. But like, this guy had a woman with him that he called her like Hepzibah, and she was dressed in a white cloak with this crazy white hood, and he takes her into, like, they live in the woods, like in a teepee.
A teepee is
And I'm like, could
crazy.
you imagine being 14 years old, being walked out into the woods. You're brought to a teepee, and there's a girl in like a basically Ku Klux Klan outfit. Can't even talk. Named Hepzibah. I was like, I would be like, am I transported to like a different realm?
I literally would be like, I would think it was a dream. I would think it wasn't real.
Yeah. And she goes through this like horrific kidnapping, and she's wearing the white cloak, and they're going to parties. And I'm like, a concerned adult, I think, is like, yo, these people are weird, huh? And she's like, she doesn't want to say anything because she doesn't want to get in trouble. So she doesn't say anything. And I'm like, it's just crazy to me, like, that she's a child. You would be able to tell a child was a child by looking at the eyes, whether she was dressed in a hood. Like, usually you can tell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this adult just goes, they like, doesn't even think, like, did they kidnap this girl? And it's not like a cloak that you see in a normal religion. Like it's in a weird, it's a weird, like futuristic, but also BC vibes kind of hood. Like Handmaid's Tale a little bit vibes. And like he just goes, all right, whatever, that was weird, and just walks away. And I'm like, I guess that would happen most of the time.
And then the cop, remember?
But then the cop approaches them and is like asking them questions. Goes, this girl's missing. We want to make sure she's not the girl. He only sees blue eyes. She has blue eyes. And he's like, can we take the hood off? No, that's against my religion. And he goes, oh, okay.
My bad.
Message received, my bad, and walks away. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Dude, insane.
That was diabolical. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's insane to me.
Yeah, and I was distracted by the fact that the entire time the dad's like doing interviews and stuff, I'm like, he's gay.
Tree couldn't let it go. Just like, the dad's gay, right? And kept like bringing it up there. And he's like, she's like talking about her like trauma, the crazy shit that she's going. She's like, the dad's gay, right?
I was like, he has to be.
He can't be still married to the mom.
I was like, he's giving like Dana Carvey pretending to be George Bush.
Yeah.
But anyway, saw 2 interviews with the guy. And then I pull up the article, like, where her parents now? It's Lois and Ed. And it's like they divorced in 2019 when he revealed his sexuality. I'm like, I could tell his sexuality off one interview.
Yeah, it's crazy because the whole time she's like, yeah, my dad had a twinkle in his eye. I was like, that's the gay pride, right? It's just something about him.
It's just
had a
funny
twinkle
because
in
I'm
his
like,
eye.
how did they not know?
But I watched the horror movie together, and I'm not going to spoil it. It doesn't matter. But like at the end, there's this guy in it, and he says that he's gay. And I just turn to my friend and I go, he's gay, green flag. Like, and I'm just like, it's just funny to me that like some people will be like, he's gay. I fucking hate that motherfucker for existing. And I'm like, he's gay. It's a green flag.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't, just two totally different realms of like human being.
Yeah.
And it was just funny to me that I'm like, gay, green flag.
Straight. And some people are driving down the street and they're like, look at that gay idiot.
Yeah,
Ruin my
we have
day.
family members that won't fuck with people that are gay in the family.
Yeah,
that are
it's
like, yeah, they're
weird.
gay, so I can't even have a relationship with them.
I can't be in the same room with them because they're gay.
Because that would be supporting them.
I guess.
And
I
I'm
think
like,
they're
gay?
scared the gay might rub off.
Green flag.
Yeah, but the documentary was crazy.
It was wild, and she got out. Good for her. Awesome.
Yeah, thank God. 'cause that
Detective
does
work
not
could have been
happen
a little
lot.
bit better considering the TP was miles away in the woods from the house
Also-
for a little while until they left.
Yeah,
But
and then catching her and being like, this might be her, and then being like, it's against my religion to take her garb off. Oh, my bad.
that is almost as disappointing as the Jeffrey Dahmer thing when the kid
They
that he like
send him back.
lobotomized got out of the house, and he's like acting all fucked up because he like lobotomized the kid. And they're like, oh, and he's like, he's my boyfriend. He's just on drugs. And they're like, oh, gayness. I don't want to go anywhere near that. You go with your 15-year-old kid, whatever he was a child.
Yeah, they're like,
And the
"Take
cops
'em."
go, good on you, take him. I'm like, almost as frustrating as that.
Yeah, and it's like,
Almost as frustrating as the dead body garbage bags being in the back of Jeffrey Dahmer's car, and the cop being like, yo, bud, where are you going? It smells like a dead body in here. And him going, I'm just taking some trash down to the trash place. And he's like, okay, cool, keep driving. Love you.
keep trucking there, bud.
white guy, straight. Well, we didn't know if he was straight, but
I guess they didn't want to mess with the religion thing. But it's like, damn, the investigation was
I
getting a
think
little
at that
dicey.
point the separation of church and state needs to not be there. If there's a girl missing and she matches the description as little as like the height and the eyes, you should be like, I don't care. I'm the cop. Take her garb off. At least let me see her face. At least let me see her face.
Yeah, right.
Because it's also like the garbs that they were wearing were not like pertaining to a certain religion, right? So I was thinking like, I would be like, if I were a cop or like a detective, I'd be like, what religion are you?
Yeah, because then he starts going off on his cult shit. You would probably be
You would probably be like, this guy's a nut.
You would probably have to flag it at least and let other cops
At
know.
the very least, you got to flag it. You
Yeah.
can't just be letting people go.
Yeah.
Because those are the kind of crazies that steal kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like you can't let the mental illness go
Speaking
unchecked
of
like that.
stealing kids, we thought we were going to get stolen the other day because we went to a bar in Philly and we parked in a parking garage.
It's crazy that we thought we were going to get stolen, but it's
Okay.
like you have to be aware of
If
this
you
kind of
listen
stuff.
to the story, I didn't literally think that, but it's plausible because we were
It
leaving.
was like in the way back in the mind. It
the
was like,
recesses of the mind.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, could be a scam. Well, we parked and it said use your credit card, so we used the credit card, and then when we went to pay, it said use the credit card that you swiped in with.
Yeah. It didn't
So-
print a receipt when we got to the
Didn't
end.
print anything. I thought the whole thing was weird, but it said you didn't need one because it knows your credit card. So I swiped the credit card, says paid. We're at the kiosk,
And
it
she's like,
says-
oh, we're just going to go to the kiosk and we're going to use the credit card again.
Yeah. So I'm driving out. Before I even reach the thing, the ironic part is the person in front of us was struggling for a minute. And
To
I'm like,
leave
I'm
with
like
a
making-
receipt.
With a receipt. I'm making fun of him going, look at this guy using his receipt. He just needs to swipe his credit card. And then I was like, well, I don't know. I had a bad feeling. I thought it wasn't going to work. But anyway, before we even get up there, the guy walks out. After not helping the people that were struggling for 10 minutes, walks out before we even pull up.
Tree goes, I'm not stupid, bro. I got this.
And he's like, I didn't say you were stupid.
I didn't say that. You said that, not me.
And I was like, I'm just letting you know. I got this.
He's like this sassy, like Indian guy. Being
So
like,
then
you
I
said it,
swiped-
not me. But whatever.
And then I swiped the card, and it says invalid. And I was like, I promise I'm not stupid.
I promise I'm not invalid.
So then I go to swipe it again, and I'm like, what the heck? So, like, he's like, where's your ticket? And I'm like, I don't have one. So he hits the lost ticket, and it says $33 charge. I'm like, I already paid $16. That was the rate. And he was like, yeah, but you lost the ticket, so you got to pay $33. And I'm like, I already paid. There was no ticket.
I'm in the background,
There
like,
was
we
no
already paid,
receipt.
bruh. Let us out. Let us out. And he's like getting mad. What? Excuse me?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude,
Let us out.
I'm not paying 33 on top of the 16. That's 49.
Yeah, he's like, I don't believe that you paid. Tell us exactly when you drove into the
Yeah.
parking garage so I can check the cameras, even though I have all these customers.
So I'm like, I think we got here at like
I have all these
5:30.
customers, so you might as well just pay. And we're like, no, check the cameras.
Yeah. And then I'm
And we're like, around 5:30. I need you to know the exact minute
yeah.
that you came into the garage so I can check the camera. I was like, check your cameras. Even though you got customers, check the cameras. We're a customer and we're trying to leave.
Yep. So then I was like, maybe I'll just pull up my bank statement. And he was like, you don't need to do that. And I was like, he's like, you can't.
But I do.
There's someone behind you. You can't do that. And I was like, I don't know what you want me to do about somebody behind me.
There's a
I
line.
can't move. And he was like, I guess just do it, but I'm calling the manager. So I'm like, okay. So I pull it up while he's calling the manager, and he looks at it and he goes, what is that? And I was like, LAZ parking?
You
What?
guys?
That's you guys.
There's the big logo outside. There's a
what
big
date?
logo in here.
What
It's
date
on the
is
booth.
this? What date is this? I'm like, it's literally in my immediate transactions. It's today. It's literally the date
Now.
is
It's
the
literally
22nd.
now.
It's literally today.
I need a timestamp.
I need a time. Why do you need a time? I don't know if this is the time that you paid for. I was like, dude, I'm trapped. I can't get out. You thought I came back. I was like, you can't even get out the first time. And he just was like, well, and then the manager's on the phone acting stupid,
He's acting dumb because he said to you, he was like, oh, you paid at the pay station. You're not allowed to do that. And we were like, okay, well, it let us. So I think you are allowed. And he's like he's playing dumb. And then the
Yeah.
other guy's saying he can't let us out. He can't open the gate. And
He has
then
no control.
Tree goes like, fine, call the cops if we're stealing $16. I completely misread the situation. I just hear call the cops and I go, cool, I'm calling the cops. Like I announce it. And Tree's like looking at me and I'm like, all right, you better open the gate or I'm going to call the cops.
She literally pulls up
I
her
pull
phone and
out
goes,
my phone and I start like
"Hurry up."
hitting the 9. I'm like, 911, they're going to be here any minute.
He's like, go, go, go.
And he
hits
literally
the button.
unlocks he's like unlocking the gate so fast. He's like, fuck, 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 go. Like, and I'm like, he could have done that the whole time. The whole time.
After he said he had no control of it and he couldn't open it.
So, give us your feedback. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. I think it was a scam.
For $30?
Yeah,
I guess if they do it enough,
guess.
it'll add up.
Yeah. I think, and it's like, did they prey on us because we're females and they think we're
Yeah,
stupid?
they're like the female brain is.
I was literally like, when
can't
he
wrap
walked
their
out and
head
I went,
around it.
I'm not stupid. He was like, damn, it's going to be a struggle.
And it was. We made them work for it. But yeah, that was episode 22 and a half, I guess, because holy crap.
All right.
You know how hard it is to film 2 podcasts 2 days in a row?
We could
We had to
barely
think of
get-
2 totally new material.
Also, we were high.
We were high the last podcast.
And the dogs kept drinking water, and you could hear it on
in
the microphone.
It's crazy.
So that's why it took an hour, because we paused like 5 times and we're like dying laughing, like to the point where we couldn't breathe.
Yeah. Then our interface system overloaded. So it was pretty fun.
But we made it through.
See you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Bye-bye.